Well, morning, zombies. Are we alive yet? Are we awake yet? Are we sleep deprived and emotionally screwed up? Because I know yesterday I was. Shout out to artist in recovery, Mr. Daryl. Welcome back to the land of the psychosis. Yeah, been there. It's 3:38 in the morning Pacific Standard Time. It is the 24th of September, 2023. Here's Zombie, Weaver Agency of Roseman, California. Anyway, welcome back, Daryl. You're not the only one who keeps getting nailed by the damn algorithms. Google, YouTube, they're a pain in the ass to deal with. Just like Facebook and its algorithms. I don't even know what. I get flagged for once in a while, but I did. But that strike, yeah. I got a horror story. During the nightmare that we actually had regarding the pandemic, I was listening and watching all the reactions from other people who were going crazy over it. And I wanted to make a fool ass video about making fun of these guys. I mean, royally. And it meant kind of taking the current information concerning about mask wear and going crazy with it. It got to the point where the algorithms picked up on the damn thing, picked up on the chatter, and said, we're going to get you kicked out for about a week. No suspensions, but I've got it still marked on my record. Facebook. Oh, you gotta love these assholes. I don't know what I kept flagging on these guys for. Well, I don't know what I did to piss these guys off, but I did. And they got me account suspended and flagged. So I have to quote unquote watch it of all the stuff I keep reposting out there that may or may not be accurate enough. And I have to be careful of the sources that I tag out there because it may or may not be legitimate or not, or even if the quotes are legitimate or not. And that's the problem. They want to make sure everything's fair and accurate on a damn thing. And sometimes you don't want it. You may want it to go nuts on it and embarrass the living crap out of people by doing something radical that the algorithms don't like. And it's like, oh my God, no, he's doing radical. Flag his butt now. So guess what, Daryl? You're not alone. Welcome to the club. Uh, I thought the storms already nailed your ass out there. You know, we did have a couple of good juicy storms out in your area, dumping a lot of rain and stuff. So I thought maybe you guys got flooded out. I didn't realize that the algorithms were out to get you, Daryl. Especially if I had to be nailed by Madame Bobert and her ditzy lifestyle. Now we got to worry about the ditzy lifestyle concerning about the zeros and ones out there ready to nail our ass at a moment's notice. And yeah, a lot of the political pundits, and you've probably been watching it, have been going crazy over it. They love it. They eat it up. The progressive media, they're eating this stuff up left and right. Yeah, and this is Colorado's elected official acting a complete Karen of sorts in a musical theater where people are trying to enjoy something, and she's being the ditz, and media is going crazy on her. She tried to apologize, it fell through. So basically, if Colorado is going to really get sick and tired of this dingbat here, imagine what Marjorie Taylor Greene's going to be like. But unfortunately, you've got this one special district over here that keeps voting the dits in. So we're stuck with that broad. But maybe Boulder, Colorado will wake up to the fact that their representative is not being a true representative. Meanwhile, today we have a comet being delivered to NASA, actually an asteroid. Now, several years ago, NASA launched out a deep space probe sent over to an asteroid belt to do a little mining, a little sampling here. So what they did was launched something to hit into the asteroid, and they also had some dust collectors. And once they got the information and the material that they needed, the satellite's heading back, and it's going to do a dump while it does a drop. It's like Amazon trying to drop, or a postal service of sorts, of galactic sorts, just dropping its ware to us. It's said that the Utah testing range is supposed to be getting the material. Now, I don't know if there's going to be any streaks coming by uh, because of the items going to be coming through the atmosphere. I don't know if we're going to be seeing it or not. It'd be nice to see it. It'd be interesting to see it. But if we're not in the right angle out here, then we ain't going to see it out here in the West Coast. But Utah is supposed to be getting back the sample. First ever we ever got something from space on a manned ship. Well, let me rephrase that one. Let me get a correction on that one. Um, it's not the only thing because we did have other satellites, but we also had manned space program going on. Apollo, when it went over to the moon, we got rocks, we got dust, we got stuff. Collected it and still analyzing it to this day. But this is the first time we've actually got an asteroid, a chunk of it, even a few grams of it coming back. So we want to see what the hell the damn thing's made out of. We can do all the visual observations and maybe satellite flybys, but we don't have a grasp of what the material the asteroid's made out of. So this is going to be exciting for space nuts. I'm not a space nut. I just like space. Yeah. Anyway, getting back to my own little thing there. When the COVID kicked, everyone was going nuts over this damn thing. We get hit with misinformation left and right that the programmers out there for social media wanted to make sure the information is quote unquote correct. A lot of people are still freaking over that to this day. They're still pissy about it, and they're still trying to um, they're still trying to tell people this is not right. This is not right. You can't do this. You can't do that. Don't you understand what's going on over here? It's a conspiracy you got over here. Oh my God. And they're still doing it, even in the Congress. They're still freaking out over that one. And progressives are still having a conniption fit over that one. And every other nut job on the right wing is going crazy over that. And of course, DeSantis, sanctimonious, has to do something about that one. I mean, we got to mention about the little shithead in Florida. At least he doesn't have a mustache. But he's short, and he's the shithead. And he's the governor of Florida. And unfortunately, it's the people's fault for electing the son of a bitch in because they bought his bunk. Anyway, he's still spouting it off. And some of the other people are spouting it off. If you happen to keep up with the political crap, oh, Vivek Veeraswamy, is that what his name is? I call him Vivek all the time. His last name's a pain in the ass to deal with. I had a doctor at one time who was named, I think, Ramamurthy Srinivasa. We always call him Srini. Everyone called him Srini. He wanted people to call him Srini. Because how else should you like to keep track of that last name all the time and try to say that? Well, Dr. Srinivasan, what's going on here? So everyone said, Srini, what's going on? Easy enough conversation for him to remember. Easygoing guy. Vivek, on the other hand, he's a pain in the ass. He's a fast talker. He's a con man. He's a grifter. He's grifting like crazy. But he's not getting up there in the polls either. And I've heard the stuff he wanted to do. He wanted to lay off most of the federal government, including employees. The schmuck keeps forgetting it. Those guys are voters, you idiot. You're going to take away their jobs? Ooh. You don't say that to them. Not to mention there had been word from some of these so-called Trumplicants out there. They're supposed to be GOP, but they're Trumplicants, actually. These guys are going to take a major hit because of the government shutdowns coming up. At the end of this month, we're not quite so sure if we're still going to be getting our checks or not. These assholes want to make sure that Social Security is going to get pilfered. Special committees. I'm listening to this thing on different channels on this one, on YouTube. That if they are going to be going through special committees at this point over here to get rid of Social Security, they can't get past the Senate on this one. I mean, they can pass all the damn stuff they want in the House. But if the Senate's going to be picking up and sniffing this one, at least the Democratic side, if we still have the majority, that is. I'm saying if. We've already been losing part of that anyway. What was that other idiot? 10 years he's been in the Senate and he's been getting his ass reamed by the federal government, including the Justice Department. Because they swear this guy's crooked as hell. They say, no, it's just the FBI and everybody else is out to get me. And he's a Democrat? How about the other fun stuff concerning about Judge Thomas and Judge Alito of the Supreme Court of the United States? And a few other maybe justices in there taking real extreme measures of having fun in the taxpayers' dollars. No, I'm serious. I'm serious. When you have donors out there contributing officially and unofficially to the parties in the Supreme Court, they want to make sure that they're having a gale time one way or another. And what are they doing? Bribing the living crap out of them for God knows how long. Aristotle was right. He's proven right again and again and again. If we still want our freedom, if we still want to have freedom in this country, and we're going to be still stuck with democracy, then democracy is the easiest government system out there to screw up. We want our freedom. We want the one vote, one person here. But in order to get that one vote, just how much buttering are you going to be doing on this poor bastard? You want his vote? You want their vote on something? Let's butter his ass up. It's probably what they did back in the Grecian days. Probably. So, welcome to democracy right now as it is. We wanted a democratic process. We wanted something that was going to be a pain in the ass and hard. I think there's a video out there with Justice Scalia going through a confirmation. And his opening statements were profound. My God, this guy was profound. He made a hell of a lot of sense. Scary when I hear a justice trying to say something like that. And this was going through a confirmation hearing. Now, I've got it somewhere. I've got it saved in my history files for the YouTube videos on that one. I need to find it and link it in there, pal. You got to listen to what he's saying. I'd love to send a copy of this one over to my former political science professor back at college on this one. Vento would have a field day over this damn thing. Scalia was right. I mean, I'm sorry the guy died a while ago. A lot of people didn't like him in the first place. Hell, nobody liked Clarence Thomas, but he got in past the Senate in the first place. Remember Anita Hill going after him? Oh, good Lord. The The confirmation hearings wanted to get people uh, trying to get character references, whether or not Thomas is going to be a good fit or not for the Supreme Court and for the United States. Him being a screwed up judge anyway. Well, his opinions were pretty out there anyway. So Anita Hill brought up, well, she brought up a Pandora's box, let's just say that. And nobody picked up on the damn thing. I mean, she talked about it at length on this one. But Thomas got in. A conservative asshole. Whoever thought. But yeah, welcome to our world and welcome to our nightmare. Welcome back to the land of the living here, pal. We'll talk later unless you want to see some of my other videos, what's going on these days. If you had seen the past few videos I've already posted, even under the WIN files, I'll give you a little bit more information out there. A friend of mine lost a mother, and that was pretty damn rocky, and I had to get some vids out there regarding a dude. But yeah, I had to talk about that one. I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you're back. As I said before, I thought a hurricane or something like that blew your ass out of the water here. But no, it was just YouTube being a pain in the ass again, as usual. We all have to be careful about the things we post and say because we've got these algorithms out there trying to make sure that it's going to be community standards. Well, I've seen worse. But the things that you were trying to make light of and trying to explain it, things like that, I avoid like the plague because they are the plague, and I don't want to deal with that crap. Suffice it to say, the thing that I was trying to say something about this before. It's a lot of material I was bringing out that was going against what was being said by the officials regarding mask wearing and behavior and everything else. And the stuff I was putting out there, oh, their algorithms did not like me at all. So, anyway, I'm going to be doing another follow up on this one.